Built in the late 800s, Angkor is the largest religious site in the world. Angkor is the name of the entire city, while Angkor Wat is the name of the largest and most famous temple, the one on the flag of Cambodia. The best and really only way to see the temples of Angkor is to hire a tuk-tuk driver. You can do this in advance online, through your hotel, or when you arrive. They are not in short supply. Next, you'll need to decide if you want to do a 1, 3, or 5 day pass. I chose the 1 day and had a full day and was able to see everything. But I was exhausted and very sweaty by the end. You can also choose when you want to start to see the temples. They are open sunrise to sunset every day. A lot of people like to see the sun rise over the temples. That's a little too early for me, so I started around 8 a.m. Your last decision before you get started is to take the small circuit or the grand circuit. You get to see about twice as many temples on the grand circuit, and the place is completely up to you. All the tuk-tuk drivers follow the same route. Both circuits stop at Angkor Wat. You can ask your driver to go in the opposite direction, which might avoid some of the crowds. A final pro tip before we get started. Every main temple has a guard checking your ticket, so don't lose it. They will check your picture and the dates to make sure it's valid. Mine got a little sweaty by the end, and I've heard some getting blown away on a tuk-tuk, so keep it safe. Now let's take a quick tour of all the temples on the Grand Circuit. The first, of course, is Angkor Wat, the largest, most famous, and most visited of all the temples in Angkor. Surrounded by a large moat and built with great symmetry, Angkor Wat was constructed during the rule of King Suryavarman II in the early 1100s. Jayatataka Baray was his successor and ruled the Khmer Empire starting around 1150. Then, near the end of the century, the Khmer Empire was gone, possibly due to famine, flood, or being conquered. The city of Angkor was left for ruins, and stayed that way mostly until the early 1900s. Since then, it has almost consistently been the site of archaeology digs and research, which continues today. Now jump on your tuk-tuk and head over to Angkor Thom. You will cross an ornately decorated bridge, as Angkor Thom is also surrounded by a moat. Built about 150 years before Angkor Wat, Angkor Thom is very similar in architecture, but when the new king was crowned, a new temple had to be built. Our third stop is Preah Khan, or Royal Sword. Built during the same time as Angkor Wat, this complex was built to honor the father of King Jayatataka VII. Number 4, Ta Som. Assumed to be built around the same time as the previous stop, Preah Khan, Ta Som is still undergoing lots of excavation, so its history is not entirely known, but it's still beautiful to see. Number 5, Preah Khan. This is the oldest temple on the Grand Circuit, built around 960. You can see there are a few differences in architecture, building materials, and the layout. This temple is dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva. Our last stop is number 6, Ta Prohm. Sometimes referred to as the Jungle Temple, Ta Prohm is the newest of the Angkor temples, built right before the civilization ended around 1190. Ta Prohm is most famous for being the filming location of Lara Croft Tomb Raider. That completes the main temples of the Grand Circuit of beautiful Angkor. With tourism growing rapidly here, the city of Siem Reap is being built up fast to accommodate. Make a point to get over to Cambodia and see these beautiful temples for yourself. Have fun and be safe.